Good day. This is Social Work Fridays from the Office of Victim Advocate, where we have a platform for all crime survivors where they are welcome. This is part 3 of 8 in our series on trauma. Today, we're going to discuss the signs and symptoms of unresolved trauma. To break it down, we will categorize these signs and symptoms as they relate to a person emotionally, physically, cognitively, behaviorally, and socially. Emotional signs and symptoms including individuals struggling with anxiety, depression, anger, and shame. Examples of physical signs and symptoms can include fatigue, insomnia, and chronic pain. Cognitively, individuals may struggle with intrusive thoughts, poor memory, and difficulty concentrating. Behaviorally, some people will show signs and symptoms of avoidance, self harm, and substance use. Socially, individuals may display difficulties in being able to trust others, set healthy boundaries, and struggle with maintaining relationships. Last week, I mentioned reframing in the context of reversing the I should have, I could have, I would have train of thought. And I think it's important to mention it again as a way to overcome some of these signs and symptoms. According to Psychology Today, reframing requires seeing something in a new way, in a context that allows us to recognize and appreciate the positive aspects of our situation. Reframing also helps us use whatever life hands us as opportunities to take advantage of, rather than problems to be avoided. Breakdowns are transformed into challenges and new possibilities to experience life more fully and become a more whole human being, a whole different version of yourself. Reframing is not a denial that the challenge we've been dealt is a difficult one. It can help shift our mindset to highlight perseverance, strength, bravery, and courage. Something to consider is reflecting that yes, this happened to me, but it will not define my today or my tomorrows. I connected with Connie, another resilient voice speaker, and she shared her struggles with signs and symptoms of unresolved trauma. She shared that in her journey, she always longed to get to a certain place in life. And as soon as she would reach it, it seemed like there were other things to work on. This highlights the non-linear aspect of recovery. Connie shared that it has required work, hard work, specifically with struggles related to depression, trusting others, being in large crowds, and having nightmares. She says that what has been helpful is the support from her family and friends, having the privilege to do public service work, and she adds that sharing her story has been also helpful for her as she is able to help others. Connie emphasized the importance of her spirituality and being intentional about physical self care by going to the gym and practicing meditation and yoga. For mental self care, she shares that therapy has been vital, and being part of the Resilient Voices program has given her a sense of empowerment and helped in her healing process. And speaking with Connie and sharing her when she's sharing her healing journey with everyone, we begin to understand the layers of trauma and moreover the importance of self-care to combat its signs and symptoms. Connie shares that over time it gets easier, especially with support from family and friends. Seeking help when needed and being intentional about caring for oneself adds to the skills and tools that one can learn over time. Here at the Office of Victim Advocate, we advocate for and provide various support groups for crime survivors. Support groups are available to you free of charge via Zoom. And the link should be below. You're able to connect with the social worker about the support groups along with possible local resources that are available to you in your community. If you're struggling or in need of support, calling 988 is a crucial step. The 988 Lifeline offers free, confidential, and 24/7 emotional support for individuals facing mental health struggles, substance use concerns, or emotional distress. As we conclude today, I wanted to share a gentle reminder that your thoughts become your words and your words become your actions. A great mantra that we can continue here in week 3 is what hurt me does not define me. I define myself with love. Again, what hurt me does not define me. I define myself with love. See you next week.